It's like, yo, who gave you that? Who gave you that? Where'd you get that from? That line, that idea, that desire, that option. Somebody put that in your head. That's an option that you got from somewhere. Oh, I want to do it like, and you're only able to even say what you want to do it like because you've seen somebody else do it out in the world. You've seen somebody else do their version, and you're like, I like that version. It makes me want to do a same thing or a similar thing. So I'm up here. I'm looking at this city of Los Angeles and this sunset. Today's March 3rd already, 2017. And it's like, what are you wanting? And why is there doubt that everything's not great? That everything's not exactly as it's supposed to be? Why is there doubt that what you desire most deeply isn't going to happen? I think it's because there's misinformation. I think if I understood that which the enlightened masters understood, I would let go to such a level that it would just be this understanding. But I have this tethered nature. I have this, like I'm a kite and somebody pounded me down and I'm on the earth and I'm not gonna be. But it's the thing, it's like I'm reaching up toward these dreams, I'm reaching up towards concepts, but if I didn't experience the growth day to day, minute by minute, second by second, then I'd probably not be tethered and grounded to who I am as a human being, which has to evolve and progress through linear time. So it's the notion of like, well, why aren't my dreams here yet? What's missing? It's like, okay, if you really, what's missing probably hits you with dreams and visions of like what I want to come. But ultimately the recognition is that, oh, they're not here yet. So I'm kind of vibrationally imprinting on this current moment. I'm not fully happy. That's the vibrational imprint that I'm hitting right now with. The nowness of right now, I'm hitting with, yeah, but I don't really like it. I feel like I'm missing out on whatever that is. Whatever that thing is, it's really a hypothetical timeline. It's really this hypothetical life path, parallel timeline to where you currently are that you feel into, and because you're feeling into it, you have vibrational equity there. You have part of who you are there, not here. So you're missing out on here. And you're really just split. You're really just neither place. You're wanting this thing because you feel like it'll make your life the type of pleasantness that you most desire. It's happened here and there, and you've attached this idea of, oh, that's how it's supposed to be all the time. So it really is attachment in a variety of degrees and a variety of ways. It's really attachment. Attachment to an idea, how I think it should be, how I want it to be, where it's like, even today, it was like, are you sure you really want it that way? Are you sure the way that you, just because you saw so-and-so do it, and they got that house right there. Boop, 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 boop. But this one, because it's all on the top of the mountain. It's probably not a house, but whatever. One of these houses in here, right? One of these houses in the hill. It has hills, but it is one big hill, really one mountain. Hollywood. Anyways, I'm not gonna get into that. It's a different video. I should make a video about that. Good idea. But so I'm looking at all these people living their lives, and I hear honking horns and stress, just in the undercurrent of the vibrational placement of their voice when they're talking. And I'm like, yo, I don't. And then it's like, well, really, these are all just. This is the variety at which we're existing. This is the variety at which you get to compare yourself to. And that's the thing, the comparison, the self-comparison is killing you. The self-comparison shit is killing you. Looking at where somebody's at in terms of their age and comparing it to, what? How is that helpful? It's not helpful. But at some point I became addicted to it. Addicted to comparing myself. But it's not like I'm faulty coding or something. I think it's the world makes you do that. You know, the world, the masculine, modern, Western world for sure fills you with that program. How about that? How about that? How about that? How about that? Where do you fall amongst all of these reference points? And it's like, I've already forgot who I was. You pointed out 5 other versions of what I should be like. I don't even know who I am anymore. What am I tethered to? What am I grounded to? It's like, be yourself. Terrible advice. Most of the time. It's like it's a quick fix idea, but what does that mean? Self, what's self? And this is where it gets into these, these yogic, philosophical, lens crafting moments. Is like, the self is really this paradoxical, like, place to exist in that you need like refracting to get into. Because it's like, if anything, you've identified that you can't get into it without a greater perspective. Which is why I feel like climbing up a hill and looking at stuff is such a fulfilling experience, because it's like you were there for the climb. And it's like, well, what's the reward? Well, physiologically, even just being able to see what you just did. Something visually confirming about that. It's like it makes time, linear time, appear as like Exhibit A, this mountain I just climbed. So I think that same thing happens for the other plateaus. Other plateaus of existence, like other levels of consciousness. You just think you can hiccup to that level. Deepen your understanding, compassion, understanding. Oh, it's understanding talk. Deepen your experience of compassion. Deepen your experience of empathy. What's that? Jacob's ladder. What is that? What is that proposed stairway that they spoke of? The stairway to heaven, the stairway to the accessing your fullest potential. Self. What is self? Can you see it outside? Who are you? Who is you? Is you who it is that you say that you are, not confirmed to you only from that which you interact with in your external reality? Isn't it? You only basically know who you are based off of what you're doing in your life, where you're coming and going to, and where you think you're going to, and who's there along the way, and you interact with that, and they mirror it all back to you, confirming where you're at in this place of time and space. So what is the self? You? Who? Where? Storyline, really. And storyline has checkpoints and chapter points and markers, bookmarkers, and highlighted points, and it's like the self is really not actually a reference to anything that's in linear time, but rather linear time is a vehicle that we can experience self through, I think. Boost Mobile, where you at?